You wouldn't know this unless I told you, but I've released a book, numerous books about addiction and recovery. I'm actually speaking on stages in Italy in September about what I'm about to talk about. There's so many people. Keep in mind, I've worked personally with hundreds of people. I've supported over 15,000 people so far. And there's these very interesting kind of phrases, especially on TikTok. People go, what is one of those things that you struggled with when you were sober? Okay, here's the thing. People get consumed with the identity of sober. Sober, it doesn't have to be your personality. Now, when you say, what is something that you struggled with when you were sober, is another way of saying, what is it that I'm struggling handling that everyone else on the planet is dealing with also? You don't experience what you're experiencing because you're not drinking. Not drinking is the default. Alcohol it doesn't grow from the ground. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exist. It's not on the periodic table is where I'm going with this. We made it. Everything is non-alcoholic if you don't put alcohol in it. Get it? This is why mocktails, non-alcoholic drinks is just insane. What are you talking about? Anything that it doesn't have alcohol associated with it is just called life. So when people go like, what is it that on your sober journey, dude, are you hungry? You know, people that don't drink get hungry too. They struggle with their diet. They have disorders that have nothing to do with substances, nothing to do with the alcohol. Now, alcohol may have been a processing mechanism, coping mechanism. It may have been the thing that you used to maybe eat food or to ignore the fact that you were hungry. The point is that all the things that you deal with when you're no longer consuming a toxin is what every person on the world deals with, whether or not they drink alcohol or consume substances, take pills, man. They could huff the grass all day long and still get a headache later. The reason I say this is because so many people just are wholeheartedly committed to the ideology that sober is this destination. You're a regular human, minus the fact that you keep calling yourself sober. You know, if you stop saying that and you stop telling people that you were sober, if you stopped saying it's been X amount of days since my last drink, your brain would just naturally forget that you ever even had a problem. You would just evolve. You would just grow into someone that doesn't have anything to do with the thing that you've practiced staying away from. Our labels become our limitations. Nobody's actually addicted to the substance. They're addicted to the beliefs. They're addicted to the ideologies. They're addicted to the perspectives that link them to their personality. Dude, you didn't even like that stuff unless you were drinking. That's not your personality. You had limitations that were removed through that substance, alcohol, and because you had no limitations and you didn't care, you had more fun. You had the appearance of having a better time. You developed what you would call a liking for that thing while you were under the influence. That is the addiction. That is the connection. When we disconnect from the illusion and we go back to reality, we also have to practice disconnecting from the illusion of sober. Sober means there's no alcohol in your body. You cannot get more sober than sober. Talking about your sobriety, talking about how sober you are, talking about how more sober you are than other people because you haven't consumed longer is linking you into the ideology. It's neurologically being programmed and written down to a physiological level. And the biochemistry in your body is supporting those thoughts. You are maintaining your addiction. You are maintaining your dependency because you're anchoring it every day with the alcohol you can't drink, the alcohol you're not allowed to talk about, the alcohol you're not allowed to go around, the people who are drinking that you cannot. Alcohol. Stop, dude, stop. I promise you, if your brain can literally rewire itself to become who you are accidentally through a series of fortunate or unfortunate events, then don't you think the same neuroplasticity is going to apply when you start being it? Until you see it, you act healthy until you are healthy. Healthy people aren't healthy because they stay away from all the crap that make them sick. They're healthy because they focus all their attention on what helps them optimize their lifestyle. So focus on your lifestyle. Focus on who you are. Focus on who you're becoming. And you'll break the neurological addiction to the belief that you're forever fucked.